San Francisco couple fined $1,500 for parking in their own driveway. What up, internet world? It's your boy Jermaine back with another video, back with another San Francisco insane video. So if you're watching this in Alabama, just get ready to brace yourself for this one, because this is probably something that you just don't have to ever deal with living in Alabama, right? So there is a couple that have been living in San Francisco for like 20 plus years, right? And they have lived in this house in the city for this whole time, okay? And they lived in this sort of interesting house. If you guys want to actually see the video, I will have a link down right in the comments down, the description down below. You can click on the actual video where, you know, the news video where they actually go out and interview these folks. I just don't want to show any clips on here because, yeah, you can just click on the video and see the real clip. But they have kind of like this small house, this interesting house on this hill, right? You know, there's like a hill and their house is there. And they have this driveway, okay? This driveway is like perfect. Like you can just get a car right there and people could still like use the sidewalk and stuff. Now, San Francisco has this law where you can park in your driveway if you have a garage there. But if you don't have a garage there, you're not supposed to park in your driveway if you have a little small driveway. Now, I don't exactly know why the city has this rule. I think my only guess is some driveways are longer than others, right? And a lot of driveways in the city, if people would actually park in the driveway, maybe this could stop people from walking on the street, because if you're in a wheelchair and there's a car poking out because it's a longer car and it shouldn't be there, but they're just parking there anyway because it's their house, you know, I could see that being a problem. And this is probably why the city like outlawed that, you know, not parking in front of your house. Because if that was the case, what people would do is they would just get rid of the grass in front of their house and they would just turn it into parking. And then instead of having, you know, a city where you would drive through and you would see in certain neighborhoods, you would see green grass, you would just see parking lots. So years ago, the city, you know, came up with this law and they said that, hey, you know, we don't want certain, you know, neighborhoods in the city, because the majority of the neighborhoods I go to in the city are neighborhoods with buildings, right? But on the other side of the city, there's a lot more houses and stuff like that. And I guess they wanted to keep that part of, you know, that part of the city the way it was. And they wanted to just have green, you know, front yards and stuff like that. So this is my guess why the city would create a law like this. Now, when the news is interviewing the people, of course, I'm just gonna keep it real. Sorry if you're watching this from the news. Of course, the news is taking the sides of the people, because anyone watching this story from outside of San Francisco is gonna be like, what the, you know, this is insane. Like people can, you know, walk out of stores and steal stuff in San Francisco. People can break in cars and, you know, the cops don't chase them. And, you know, you can, you know, now people get tickets for parking in their own freaking driveway. So of course the media is going to take the side of the person, right? But if you actually think about it, like, I mean, who's really right or wrong here? I mean, I would say, like, if the city has had this law and, you know, these people have did this for like 20 years and they've got away with it, it's almost to me like they've just luckily just got away with it for a long time. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, wow, I can't believe you're taking the side of the city and you're not taking the sides of, you know, the people. But don't get me wrong here. You know, watching the video, I thought it was pretty messed up that these people have been, you know, parking here for 20 years and then now they can't park here. The news showed this article of, you know, this lady getting things out of the car, out of the trunk, and it was on a hill, and it was just difficult for her to walk up the hill with the items versus, you know, just taking the car, pulling in the front driveway, and you're like not on a hill. You know, the car's like, you know, level, not like this. When you open the trunk, when you're, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but like when in San Francisco, there's a lot of big hills. And sometimes if you're parking on a hill, it can be difficult to open the door. It can be difficult to like open the trunk. It can be difficult to like stand. Some of these hills, like, you know, you find a parking spot right there. So I need to park right there because I need to park right there, right? And then you find yourself on a hill and you have to get all this stuff out of the parking, you get all this stuff out of the car and stuff like that. It can be a nightmare, but I don't know, it looks like the people just like got away with it for a long time. I know people that get away with all sorts of things for a long time, right? And then eventually they get caught, and then once they get caught, it's like, well, okay, you've got away with it for all this time. Okay, you've got away with it for, this amount of time, but this was wrong and you should not have been doing this. That's kind of how I kind of see this scenario. I know it's messed up. Like, I kind of feel really bad for the lady because, she's older, and I kind of feel bad for the couple because, dude, now they got to look for a parking spot. And before, they didn't have to look for a parking spot, And not only will they have to look for a parking spot, well, they're taking up one additional parking spot on the street. So now everyone's going to have to look for another parking spot, So, I don't know, it's just one less parking spot in San Francisco. And the city is trying to, they're trying to enforce the law and trying to enforce the rules. And I don't know if a lot of you guys follow my live streams, okay? If you just watch my videos for the first time, I do a lot of live streams. And in my live streams, I talk about, what the city really has, what the city really has, what the plans for the city, what the future plans for the city, and the whole, what they're doing, and they're mapping out, and the bike lanes, and on and on and on. I'm not really going to get into it in this video. But I don't know, this right here is just, it kind of goes right along with it, You make it very inconvenient for people to have cars, even people who have been parking in their freaking driveway for 20 years. Make it really inconvenient for them to have a car too. Like they're doing a really good job on making it very inconvenient to have a car in the city. I mean, I must admit, if you're watching this down in San Francisco, you watching this from the city, y'all are doing a great job of making people hate having a car here. And just something else I'm gonna throw out in this video. I'm just gonna randomly throw this out. I'm filming this video on the weekend, and I'm just gonna say, I'm noticing a lot more bicycles in the city. A lot more bicycles in the city. I'm actually very surprised. I'm very surprised to see. My guess is it's probably people coming over from the East Bay, and maybe people coming up from the South Bay or something. But I'm just starting to see a lot of bicycles, and I think that's awesome. That's brilliant. Love the bike lanes. Please, let's get more bike lanes. If you're watching this from the city, let's get a dedicated bike lane in Broadway Tunnel. Yes, dedicated bike lane in Broadway Tunnel. But anyway, we're gonna wrap this video up. I would love to know what you guys have to say about this whole video and about the city going after this couple, finding them $1,500 for parking in their driveway that they've been parking in for decades. Would love to hear what you guys have to say about this. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace out, yo. Ow.